right, so I want to welcome everybody to this beautiful Monday morning. It's June 6th, and it's so good to be back. I have been away a few times this month, and for me, I love these calls because it helps me get recentered and grounded. So when I train this, I'm doing it right along with you. And not only do I do it Monday and Fridays with you, but I do this and practice the things that we learn here on a daily basis. So my name's Joan Robison. For those of you that I don't know, I'm really thrilled to meet you, and I'm glad you've invested in yourself and that you're here today. We come to this call sometimes with our screens off and we're doing other things, or sometimes we come and we show our face, like in my case, I rolled out of bed, did a little brush of the teeth, got a quick cup of coffee, went to Safeway, and now here I am, unmakeuped and just the way I feel most comfortable. And I hope that is all of your scenarios, that you come to this call and it really truly is about investing in you. Nobody cares. We don't care what you're doing, what you look like. We want you to take what you need and leave the rest. All right. So again, welcome to the call. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to start with some breathing. And I like to explain that breathing is something that most people, including me for many years, didn't really think about. I never thought about my breathing and how breath work can elevate your well-being. So if you look at it like you can go 3 weeks without food, you can go 3 days without water, but you can only go 3 minutes without breath. We start to then understand how valuable taking those breaths in and being able to do that freely really is. It is literally life. And that's just the way I would say it. We don't need to overcomplicate it, but we also have the ability to use our breath in the direction that we want to flow our life. So I just like to make sure that everybody knows, this isn't a religion call. This is about really helping you work with your body, helping you work with your mind, and yes, connecting spiritually on whatever level that is to you. And so I just want to make sure that everybody knows, you might hear me use God, and that's just the way I connect. So no judgment on these calls. We come as we are, and my goal is always to leave you filled with light and ready to face your day and your week feeling good. That really is the goal. So we're going to start with some breathing. We'll go into a little bit of a review on manifesting. I had somebody write me a note and they said, could we just go through the simple steps? And I said, absolutely. And then we will draw some cards. So I'm really thrilled that you all are here today on this beautiful Monday. And I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona. It's already really hot out. And I love the energy of outside. So even when it's 100 here, I always keep my doors open. I like to hear the birds and the life outside because it makes me feel good. So, all right, I want everybody to sit up really straight. And if you're driving, you can still sit up straight, but keep your eye on the road. And we can ground with our sits bones, or you can put your feet firmly, if you're in a chair, on the floor. But the main thing is we want to sit up really straight so that we're opening all of the chakras and the vertebrae with your back, and that we're fully present. All right, 1 second, I got Alexa in my background. Okay, so what I want you to do is place your hands open to receive on your thighs and just begin settling into space, feeling your body. So I'm going to actually have you do something a little different today. I want you to take your left or right hand and place it on your low belly. Okay, so you're going to have one hand still open to receive, but this is going to be placed on your low belly. And as you breathe in, I just want you to feel with your hand, your body going in and out. So we're going to draw in through the nose, and you start with the low belly, filling the lungs. We'll hold it at the top, and then we're going to let it out through our mouth. So just get settled in and find your own breath. As you find your breath, I want you to begin drawing slowly in as you fill up. So you could go anywhere from a count from 6 to 8. Holding at the top and letting it out through open lips. And continue just feeling your body. All right. I want you to bring your lips together now, and we're going to just breathe in and out through the nose. And just focus on relaxing the shoulders. Some of you tend to hold your breath. So we're just going to begin drawing in the breath and letting it out through the nose. Still longer counts. And then I'm just going to guide you through a little bit of a release, and then we'll fill ourselves with light. So continue drawing in, and as you draw in, I want you to picture that the angels, God, the universe, whatever you want it to be, Jesus, Buddha, placed a beautiful golden bowl right in front of you. And that bowl is beautiful and illuminated. And what we want to do is anything that's not serving us, any fear, any limiting belief, anything that we're trying to control that isn't working, we're going to place right there in the beautiful golden bowl. And if you're not sure what to place there, I oftentimes just say, anything I don't see that isn't serving me. And it could just be any fears. You could just label it fears. So continue to draw in and put whatever you want in that beautiful golden bowl. The tendency when we get into fear is to fight it. So we tend to resist a feeling, thinking, I don't want to feel this way. It's wrong. And we're going to release that too. So any judgment of self, how we're operating, we're going to put that in the bowl too. And as you continue to breathe in, let's do one more scan. Whatever it is, you might have physical pain. It could be some emotional things going on. Could be, maybe it's something that's really been gnawing at you. Let's just place that in the bowl. And as you place those things in the bowl, instead of resisting, we're going to actually thank that. We're going to thank it for appearing in our lives and making us aware of what we don't want. We're going to thank it for making us aware that it's not serving us in a way we would like it to, but that it's teaching us. It's teaching us more about what we want. more about what we don't want. And it's an awareness of our feelings, and feelings aren't right or wrong. So as you continue to breathe in, place anything in that golden bowl. We're now going to thank that for what it's teaching us, and we're going to send that energy back to where it came from. So we're just releasing it, sending it back in a thankful way. And we might even ask that of which we learned is used for good, for our highest good. And as you continue to draw in, feeling better with each breath, feeling more relaxed, more ready for your day, I want you to picture yourself stepping in to a beautiful waterfall. Instead of being water, this is a beautiful waterfall filled with the highest, most beautiful light that you've ever seen. And as you step into that, I want you to open yourself to what I would call the higher level of living, and allow this light to pour down through you and illuminate you and continue to transform you in ways that are for your highest, best good. And as you step into that light and start feeling that light pouring in through your crown, I want you to begin pushing it down on through your neck, through the back of your spine, down through, come around to the vital organs and anywhere that's sensitive. Maybe take a stretch to the left with your neck. If you even want to place your hand and pull down gently for a nice stretch. You do it the opposite way. Feeling better and better as you continue to pour, the light continues to pour down in through you, coming through your shoulders, your arms, all through your body, down into your root chakra, taking one more breath into the Kundalini, drawing in and pushing the light down. The light splits at the legs, continues on down through the thighs, through the knees, through the shins, down through the balls of your feet, all through the toes, grounding you to the energy of the earth and being fully present here. And I want you to draw back in. So now I want you to visualize the light coming back up through your body. And any area that needs attention, I want you to push light to that area. Any physical pain, anything mental, emotional, continue drawing in. You're feeling more and more empowered, more illuminated, ready to magnetize anything that you want, that you desire, both on a spiritual level and the physical level. So we're really combining and bringing those two together. Now I just want you to pause. And I want you to focus now on an intention or a goal. Could be anything. Could be something that you're manifesting. By the way, you're manifesting all day, every day. So what is that thing that emotion, that lifestyle, that goal. What is it for you? Just take a focus on it. I'm going to be quiet for a minute or two, and I want you to just continue to hold your attention there. And we're going to go for about 30 seconds, holding your attention right there. Think about, how does that thing feel? How does it integrate into your life? Keep your attention right there. Right. As you come back, I want you to continue to take the breath in and out and feel the feeling of being illuminated, of being that bright, beautiful light. I want you to take both hands, if you can, stretch them over your head, reach for the sky, come down in a prayer position, and I want you to, especially right now, give gratitude for yourself, for being here, for the breath of life, for your life, for all that's important to you. I just thank God for each and every one of you and ask for abundant blessing to flow from me to you. And we'll take a quick little bow down, gratitude. All right, and we will get started. Good to see all of you this morning on a Monday. Love being here. I would love to hear from a couple of you. How about some of the good things that happened over the weekends? Anybody got something to share? Yeah, Deb.
It was a good weekend too, but over Memorial Day weekend, I did go to that dog show and I did manifest prior to going. I manifested hard, if that's a proper word. And I went there. I went with just 2 dogs and I had goals. I superseded my goals. I won the whole thing.
Woo, Deb.
So I have a best in show specialty winner. He got his grand champ. This is what I came home with. If I can get them all out here. I got put some.
Wow.
All of these rosettes.
Is that? Oh my gosh.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, best of winners, new champion, select dog. I got 2 of those. I got a winner's dog, and then I got best in show specialty.
Yay.
So
Let's give them a round of applause.
It was a great weekend. So that was my goal, my first part of that, and now that makes I can apply for breeder of merit, which I'm not really going to be breeding much, but anymore because I've done all that. But and then I can get my AKC judge's license and head for that goal.
Awesome.
So everything else.
Can we see a picture? Can we see your adorable little show-winning doggie?
Yeah, you did. I did post the best in show on my regular page, and then on my Color Street page, I posted. I've got like 3 different. So if you look today on I think you're my Facebook friend. If you look there, I posted the one that won the big kahuna. So, you know what? I'll tell you. And it was all about manifesting. And there was a gal next to me, and she's been in the breed for a long time. And she was like, I have to get this, Debbie. I just have to. And I said, well, manifest it. I said, she goes, what do you mean? And I said, think positively about it. And so she says, what do I do? And I says, well, what the nurses do, my daughter's a nurse. I says, they do the Superman stance. And so I said, she goes, what do you mean? I go, put your hands on your hips. I go, stand up really tall. I go, push that chest out. I said, get those shoulders back, stand up taller. I says, and say out loud, I'm going to win this. I can do this. You know what? She went in there and won it. She won Winner's Dog that day.
Oh, I
And
love that.
Yeah, but I told her, I said, you have to think positively. You go into that ring and you say, I'm going to win this. And she did.
Oh, isn't that great? So see, I have to just say one thing about you, Deb. So Deb, how long have you been coming to the calls?
I've been with, I'm trying to think, when did you start them? I mean,
Well, I started them kind of a long time ago, probably.
okay,
40
well, I started
What?
in April of 2020. I'm not sure if I started the calls right away from then, but around in 2020.
Okay, so a couple years. So here's what I want to share with the group. Deb, when Deb came to the calls, Deb was having a hard time finding joy in her life. And what happens to many of us, including me, is we will get focused on what we don't want. And it's normal for most people to not be as conscious about what they're thinking. And what happens is we allow the outside world, whatever it is, it could be our family, it could be just our circumstances, to dictate how we feel. And what I love, Deb, about you sharing this is now I see you come to the call. She's got always a smile on her face. It doesn't mean that we don't have moments where we fall into an old habit or pattern. But here's what I want to show you. You might start and you may take dips that are down here, and the dips could be for long periods of time. Now, what I see with Deb is she'll take a dip like that, right? It's a little dip, because you cannot undo what you learn. And no matter what, you will learn here on these calls that it always starts with a thought. And it is truly about us being aware. I just wrote a post on my Facebook page last night, was traveling home on the airplane, about awareness. Awareness is the key. When you become aware, that empowers you to make a decision. And it could be something as simple as just, you know what, this thought isn't serving me. Not sure quite how to quit thinking about it. So Holly, what do you do? When you're not sure how to quit thinking about it, what do you do?
Remove yourself from the situation and do something different.
Okay, so literally anything else that makes you feel good. It could be making a cup of coffee, phoning a friend, turning on some music. We just leave that thought and quit being hard on ourselves. Like, we don't want to beat ourselves up. We just say, I see you. I'm just going to thank you for making me more aware. Remember how we just did with the golden goal? And we then focus this direction, something completely different. What that does is that will elevate your well-being. It elevates the vibrational energy that you're putting out to the world. Now, if you stay in that place for more than 17 seconds on into a little over a minute and a half, you will notice your well-being will start to change, and you have full power of your own thoughts. All right. So I just wanted to share that. Deb, congratulations. So glad you shared. And amazing, just amazing. Okay. So where we're going to go from here is we're going to do a quick review on manifesting. Now, I like to keep it really simple. I mean, there's all kinds of books on manifesting, and there's all kinds of different thought patterns and ways to do this. But here's what I want everybody to know that's listening today, taking notes. These are great notes to take. Is all day, every day, you and I are manifesting, whether we're consciously aware or not. The thoughts that you think eventually play out and create your reality. Now, a lot of people say, well, what if I can't quit thinking that? Well, you just heard Holly. She shared with you what to do. So if you're feeling discomfort, get up and move. Don't go back to bed. Don't keep saying I'm tired or I'm not this or I'm not that. Literally get up and move. Begin doing something different that creates a new feeling. All right. So if you're taking notes, the first step to manifesting is asking. Clarity is power. And if you don't know what you want on some level or another, this would be the time to get clear on that. And everybody here can come up with one or two things that they really want, and give yourself permission to ask for it. What I find is many people will go back to old patterns or habits that they've created, limiting beliefs, and say, well, that's for her. You know, I don't deserve that. I'm not worthy. And even without saying that out loud, in your subconscious, there's a belief. And right now, what I want you to focus on is what you want. Just one thing. Perhaps this might be the most important question that most people ask themselves in their life. What do you really want? What do you love to do? So we have to ask. And we have to ask in order to have. So I'm going to also suggest that you ask boldly. Ask boldly for what you want. It could be anything. All right. So that's the first step. And what most people also don't realize is you're doing it all day, every day anyway. So my hope is for this particular call is that you'll recognize that many of the things that come into your life are because of you thinking about what you don't want, and then those things get magnetized. In other words, I don't want to run out of money, right? The emotion part of that is not heard on an energy frequency. What's heard on the energy frequency is the fear of, I don't want to run out, meaning running out of money. Do you guys get where I'm going? So if we didn't want to run out, the opposite would be is, I have more than enough abundance to create the life I want. I have, or I am. So when we ask for what we want, we bring it into present tense, and it will feel a little awkward. I know that. Feels a little awkward at first, but then you look at what you write and you start thinking about that. And how would that feel? How does it smell? How does it taste? We evoke our senses, but we have to first ask. All right, the second thing is we want to receive. And what I think is most important is think of it in these terms. When I believe that I've just asked and that is what I want, I'm going to believe it's coming. So write this down. Good things are on the way to me. My dreams are happening now. So feeling good at any level is going to put you in the receiving mode of that thing. Feeling good at any level is going to put you in the receiving mode of that thing. Most people are not going to ask for things that don't make them feel good, right? That's the whole kind of point, is most people believe that what they ask for is going to elevate their life. So you're not going to be asking for anything bad. You don't want to do that. But now that you're more aware and conscious, just know that your indicator, if you're getting off, would be the way you feel. All right. So if I start feeling discomfort or any kind of agitation, I begin asking myself, what is it, Joan, that has you feeling this way? What is it? And then I can take an action that will allow me to get out of that feeling and do something different. So the receiving mode is believing in what you're asking for. We don't need to know the how. That isn't important. And a lot of people will go, well, that seems silly. Do it anyway. Do it anyway and watch how your life will change. Give it a go. All right. So once we
Ready.
ask, oh, here, Terry, I'll just mute you. Once we ask and we receive, the next thing that we're going to do is, I want to find one thing here that I wanted to share. Okay, so we've asked, we believe, and number 3 is we receive. Okay, so write that down. Ask, believe, receive. Now, what I'd like to do is take a moment, because I'm going to just share with you that, something very common is wanting maybe, oh gosh, it could be, well, why don't we just take anybody here? What is something that you want? Does somebody want to kind of step up and share, and then we'll kind of walk through it just a little bit? Anything? It could be anything.
Sorry, I'm chewing, but
Hey, Yvonne.
I want to hit. I'm sorry. I want to hit the bonus things with my company this month.
Okay, I
And
love it.
it's going to require me getting out of my comfort zone. So.
Okay, so we write down what it is. So Yvonne is asking by writing it down. When you write your goals out, that is an ask, isn't it? That is asking. Okay, now, how is Yvonne going to reinforce the belief? By picturing it happening and done. So how does that feel? So Yvonne, I'm going to just ask you, how does it feel in between your chews? You're so cute. I see her with her pen and eating her breakfast. That's what I love about these calls. That's what we do, right? So how does it feel, Yvonne, to make your bonus? Maybe it's the sense of accomplishment. Maybe it's what you're going to do with that extra funds. What is it for you, Yvonne?
It would be pride and extra money for sure.
Okay. So write these things down. Write down how it's going to feel. Because guess what? You are the author of your manifestation. So let's say we write out, it's a business goal. How does it feel? What are you going to be doing? What is going to change? And we focus in that area. I'm a big proponent of writing things out, because when you write it out, it goes from the head to the heart, to the hand, to the pen. And we connect on a deeper level as we emotionally begin writing it out. And that's the key. One of the keys to manifesting is evoking that emotion. All right. So how is it going to feel? And then we take inspired action or action toward that thing. Now, some people would tell you that you don't have to take action, but here's what I would say. Yes, you do. I believe you do. You can't sit in your bedroom in a dark room and just hope that, Prince Charming is going to come strolling in up your stairs and into your room. It doesn't happen that way. You can go on about your life. Absolutely. We don't have to keep looking at the paper every 2 seconds. Okay. That's not the idea either. But did you hear Yvonne say it's going to stretch her outside her comfort zone? Okay. There's probably some action that she's going to take toward that goal. Here's what'll happen. I've done this for over 20 years, and I'll tell you what'll happen. I'm going to share a story with you. It'll resonate with you. And then we're going to move on to some cards. I did not know anything about manifesting 20 years ago. No one, I'd never heard really anything about it. Now, I did always journal. I had a love for journaling. And when I was little, it was the Dear Diary, right? And then it became for me, Dear Jesus, Dear God, whatever. But here's what I was really good at was asking for what I wanted. I really was. And I wasn't as good at saying thank you when I got it either. But in those days, I wrote out what I wanted my life to look like. And it wasn't more than 2 weeks later that my first opportunity in the direct selling industry was placed in front of me. The only thing I did was write out what I wanted. Do you guys follow me? I just wrote out what I wanted. And I remember even doing this. Let me tell you what I wanted. I know it. I wanted to have a 6-figure income. I wanted to pick my son up and drop him off. I want him to be a car kid. I wanted to help people still. I wanted to work in the beauty industry. I wanted to work from home. I wanted more time for myself and my family. I wanted to feel financially abundant. I wanted to feel awake and alive. And the list goes on. 2 weeks later, my best friend said to me, hey, check these products out. I have no idea, but I'd love to get your, I have no idea where you're at, but I'd love to get your opinion. That's a clue for all of you. That's a clue, because I would have been the least likely person to say yes. I already had a great job at Nordstrom. I was doing pretty good, it looked like, but even my best friend didn't know that, I kind of wanted more. I was like this 2-page turner mom. I like to say that. I was so tired, I would go 2 pages. And my son, as he got older, he's like, Mom, you skipped a page. Ugh, that's me being honest. I wanted to be more present. And I put it out there. I remember doing this though, because I lived in a rural area in Washington, very beautiful area, great place to raise children. But I went like this with the book. Yeah, fat chance. And I put it away. And I had an attitude. Holly, have you ever had an attitude? See, I know I could make her laugh. Holly's a very spirited young lady. All right. So I can feel her energy. All right. So what ended up happening was that fear that came over me when I said yes, because I was so out of my comfort zone, like Yvonne was just sharing, almost took me down, guys. I remember thinking, what in the heck did I just say yes to this? Because eventually I said yes, and I'm going to get started. Did I have any idea where 20 years later, this one choice where it would take me? No, but it has literally given me what I really always wanted. And those things that were on my list began within 2 weeks of putting it out there. And it can happen faster, by the way. I'm going to tell you why it happened so fast. Because guess what I did? I quit thinking about it. So what we tend to do when we want something really bad is we keep thinking about how bad we want it. And then we go, but it's not happening fast enough. Anyone been there? Raise your hand if it's you. And everyone's hand went up. Whoa, yeah, because you know it's true. That's how we are. We're human beings. We're living in these bodies and we have lots of different things going on, but that is what most people do. And I was no different. The only reason I believe why this manifested in the way that it did, there was no resistance. There was none of this, but I don't have it. I just like went, yeah, I want it, but it's probably not going to happen. Now you would think that it's probably not going to happen might have like got in there, but it didn't, because that was a fleeting moment. It was just a thought that I let pass. And I just went on about my business, got off the ferry, enjoyed the sunset, went back to my life. Can you imagine a couple months later when I went back and read that? I had tears streaming down my eyes because I knew deep inside this was it. I knew this was going to take me on a journey. So, what is it for you? What do you really want? I want you to get clear on that. It's probably the most powerful question that you'll ever ask yourself. And then begin claiming it. And you can want a lot of things. That's healthy to want a lot of things. There is nothing noble about being broke. Just so everybody knows. So if you want financial freedom, write out what that looks like and how's it going to feel. If you want a goal within your business, why do you think that you wouldn't be deserving of it? Of course you are. Those are good things. Write out what you want. Believe it and know that it's on the way to you. All right. We're going to go for now and do some Ignite Your Light cards. Everyone's illuminated and lit up. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and Irene, we're going to give you a card to kick it off. Good to be back here today. And there we go. I like to just let these cards pop out, woo, as they may. And here we go. Let go of limiting beliefs. Oh, look at that. Let go of limiting beliefs. So that's card number 30. If anybody, by the way, wants the cards, you can get these at joanrobison.com/shop. All right, let go of limiting beliefs. When I focus on roadblocks, I stay stuck in the problem. Staying stuck limits my growth and success. My mindset will strengthen when I choose empowering statements like, I can and I will. Today, I will speak to myself with kindness and grace. I will choose to replace limiting beliefs with positive, powerful, I am statements and I will statements. Flip the switch from what I can't do to affirming what I can and what I will do. I can, I will, and I'm enough. Irene, how does that speak to you?
It does a lot, in a couple of different ways, but especially like I had a really great month and I hit some pretty big goals that I had last month. That was a lot of manifesting and even up until the last minute manifesting.
Love it.
But then, June came and I'm like, those limiting beliefs start coming back where, well, I can't do that. I can't really do that again, can I? And I kind of was stuck in that place yesterday a little. Like trying to find that motivation again to really believe in myself and all of those things. And then I'm also going through like a lot of this with my son too, because he wants to play college football and he has some really big dreams and beliefs, but he has a lot of limiting beliefs. And so I've really been trying to work with him too on changing his mindset and those kinds of things with him, because I realized, through starting your calls that probably a lot of the reason why he has a lot of those is because he's seen me go through mine for so long. And so some of that doubt that he has is just because he's learned to doubt himself from just watching, just environmental. So
Well, one thing I want to share, first off, thank you for being willing to share. And this is very common, meaning, we can be all on a high, right? And then all of a sudden, one little thing can take us down a notch or two or three, but recognizing it is key. So here's what I want to say. Give yourself a pat on the back for getting on the call, right? Nobody here has the power, just hear this, to destroy somebody else's, chances of doing this or that or the other. In other words, we've all been, with parents that have given us a lot, and that maybe there are some opportunity areas where we all could beat ourselves up, but we're not going to do that, because what is most important is today going forward. And what we can do with our children, those of you that have children, and I do, and I've done this a lot with my own son, is remember they're going to have some of the same challenges that we all have in life. We can just say simply, let's get clear on what you want. Let's just write it out. What do you want? What school do you want to go to? Sit down with me for 15 minutes and let me ask you 4 or 5 questions. What school do you want to go to? Where do you want to play? What team do you want to be a part of? What makes you want that? When that happens, how is it going to feel? What makes you most excited? Do you see how we now got him in the direction of what he wants? So that is as simple as it is. It, in fact, seems so simple that most people don't do it. So I want to encourage all of you to focus again on what you can do with your children, or, anybody. It could be team members, could be anybody that you work with, and begin thinking about how can I best help them move forward with some of the tools I learned here. And a lot of it has to do with just asking, let me give you this, who, what, where, when, and how. Questions about what they want. And when people start going, but I know I can't do, let's just focus on what you want. Pardon me. All right. So Irene, thanks for sharing. All right. Who's next?
thank you.
Who's next? Amanda. Oh, was that Yvonne? Okay, Yvonne, Amanda, Yvonne. All right, here we go. Yvonne, I must overcome to become. Have we ever gotten this card before on the call? All right, listen up. I know I want to get past what is holding me back. Today, I will open my journal and write out about the qualities that I want to develop in myself. As I write, I will see myself overcoming so I can become those things. So we're claiming what we want. Again, flip the switch from negativity and limiting beliefs to reminding yourself of who you are destined to be. Say this out loud. I am confident, loving, and joyful. One of the things I love to say over and over on my bathroom mirror is good things are coming my way, or good things are coming to me. Okay? Claim it. Terry, that's card number 18. Card number 18. All right. Okay, Yvonne, I'm going to go on to Amanda, and then I'll do a couple more and we will wrap up for the day. All right, so Amanda, choose to be happy. Choose to be happy. I've had certain points in my life, guys, where I was like, I can't help the way I feel. I just feel this way. And it was a big eye opener to me to say, yeah, you do feel this way and we're not going to fight it. You feel that way for a reason, but now you can choose a different thought to feel a different way. I remember feeling more as a victim of my thoughts. I can't help the way I feel. Yeah, you can. We all can when we're aware. We can. All right, so Amanda, today I will choose happiness. I will remind myself that each day I get to choose. I know that my life's greatest joys are found deep within my heart. I will take steps to engage in the things that make me feel happy. I will choose to be with the people who light me up. Flip the switch from feeling as though you have no choices to filling your heart with happiness. Listen to your heart. How's that speak to you, Amanda?
I love it. Well, I'm going to relate it to yesterday, not about me. So it's funny because as I was listening to you guys on my drive, I was thinking about, man, I wish that my husband was so much more open to like hearing that, all of this, right? So yesterday he was like really depressed. And when he gets into that space, I feel very powerless and hopeless and not much that I can do. And I had a show on the TV as I was like cooking and making dinner and whatever. And so I told him, I was like, turn it off and put on your music that you like. And then I just started acting goofy and dancing goofy. And then I would catch a smile. And I was like, so one thing I know I got to work on is because I'm like, see, isn't that making you feel better? Like, I want that like confirmation that he's feeling better, even though the action shows because he's smiling, right? Like, so I was just like, yesterday I was like, it just light bulb went off. I mean, I've been dealing with this with him for years. And so I think my new mission is to literally change the dynamic. Like, instead of asking like, what can I do to help? I'm just going to like focus on the things that like make him happy. And so I was like being goofy and stuff. But then I was like, oh, this is great content. Let me do a video. And he was like, way to use my depression as your like thing. I was like, well, people don't need to know you're depressed, but okay, I'll use it. But it helped. Like, he was smiling and stuff, and I was just being goofy dancing,
Well, and here's the thing too, is we're all learning and growing, aren't we? And when we get something, we want to like scream it out. It's just like when you have some excitement around, your business, where they say like a new person, their excitement is contagious, but they often throw up on the people around them. It's the same with anything. When you really get passionate about something, you want to share it with the world. So how can we do this in a way that doesn't push people away? And I think that's what Amanda's really saying. She doesn't want to be, the know-it-all, like, see, to her husband, like, I knew if you did this, you'd feel blah, blah, blah. But one thing I want to just really put out there to each one of you, your example is the most powerful tool that you have to your children, to your family, and to your team, and to your coworkers, whatever you're doing. the example. So pretty soon what starts happening is as you change, now hear me on this, for those of you that really want to change the people around you, that's nobody, right? But as you change, the dynamic between the two of you will change. Does that make sense? So the best tip I could give anybody here or listening to the call is go to work on you. And as you continue to grow and change, you will draw in a different dynamic. You cannot vibrate the same energy that you did before if you're up here, right? So I always kept that in mind in my younger days of just beginning to learn about these kinds of things. Go to work on you, Joan. Keep going to work on you. And as you develop and change, the dynamics of all your relationships will take a higher road. All right, Holly, I'm going to give you a card and then we're going to wrap her up today. All right. Whoa, whoa. I take good care of me. Ah, I take good care of me. And this is a great way to end our call because I want to say this. In order for me and you to be anything to anyone, we've got to fill our own cup. And I want to say great job for getting on these calls. They happen every Monday and Friday, 7 a.m. Pacific. And we do that right here. We're taking good care of us. And Holly's been a regular. Holly, I'm really glad you're here. Today, I will choose healthy habits that refuel me. I will eat foods that replenish my body. I will exercise to de-stress and get my endorphins flowing. I will practice my spiritual connection. Today, I will pause and pray. God, help me refuel my body spiritually, emotionally, and physically. Thank you. Flip the switch from self-sabotage to feeling better each day. What is the one thing I will do to take good care of me today? All right, Holly, you got anything for us as we wrap up today?
No, just that I love that card, and that was my intention from the beginning of today. I actually had no reason to roll out of bed early, but I did it anyways, and I'm here, and I'm going to spend some time with my family, but I'm going to spend some time with myself today too.
I love it. And I don't know what it is, Holly, but I'm picturing you walking on the beach.
I am going to the beach.
Oh, I wonder how I got that vibe from you. How is that?
Swimsuit.
I love it. If I was any closer, I'd ask if I could tag along. All
Love
right,
it.
guys. So I want to wish you a very beautiful day. I want to thank each one of you for sharing, and I will look forward to seeing you Friday. Bye, guys.